Hello. It has been forever. Oh my goodness, I'm back after a 2-week break. Much needed.
Mhm.
I have very, very opinionated German Shepherd. Um, which I gotta show you guys. I've rearranged my entire craft space, and I have a lot more usable crafty space, as it were. Before it was usable, but it was kind of complicated. But I've managed to optimize my space for now. Ah, day one of the new year of streaming format. So this week we are working on Divine Instinct. Um, this month's goal for Divine is 30,000 stitches. We're at almost 29,000, so I think we'll hit it. But yesterday was fun. I mean, most of my vacation, you guys have noticed I did nothing with the Discord. I thought about it. I looked at it. I have a rough draft behind the scenes, but I opted to take the 2 weeks I wasn't streaming to just kind of, I don't even want to say be lazy, because life decided that because I wasn't streaming, I had other things I had to do. So I spent most of my time doing other things. So I didn't get to research the bots that I wanted to switch out or optimize. I didn't really get to do anything, and that's okay. That's okay. I did a little bit of revamping with fonts, just a little bit of color tweaking for the stream. Nothing big. I actually took the time to just relax and recenter. I didn't get a vacation off of work, so it kind of was just really me just working on one job instead of 5. And it's also been redonkulously cold, so my pipes keep freezing. So I've been keeping on top of that. uh, we are supposed to reach a high of 15 freedom units today. So yeah, it's chilly. Okay, so yesterday I was like, oh, I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna test all of these systems. I ended up staying in bed till about 10 in the morning, which is ridiculously late for me. And when I woo, it's Jules. So I stay in bed till about 10, which is ridiculously late. It really is. I'm generally up and moving by 8:30, 9 o'clock, even on my days off. But I stay in bed till 10. And I get up, and Husband Creature, to his credit, is being very calm that his computer is not working. It's been giving issues. And it's been warning us. And he doesn't like me fussing around with his computer. Or when I do fuss around with this computer, he likes to hover. And I, having just gotten out of bed, just like barely had the sparks of human and the English language in my brain, I ask, do you want me to fix that? And he goes, can you fix it? And I'm like, yes, I can. I just need to look at it. And now I don't want to make this sound like we argue about this all the time, because we don't. Most of the time he just lets me fix his computer because it's an easy fix. This time it wasn't so easy. So I get to the point where I've learned the mystical, magical light language of the computer's front face, because each computer system has a different language. And I mean, some of them are generic. So I diagnosed what the lights were telling me, and I'm like, hey, dude, I gotta go get you some RAM. Some of your RAM went bad. Now, I took this opportunity to buy myself some RAM, and RAM has gotten very expensive. But at the same time, my computer now runs on 64 gigs of RAM. Now, that's all I really need. I don't use a lot of graphics heavy things. but I do use a lot of programs to bring you this glorious stream. So now that I have more RAM, life is good. My computer's still giving me issues, but they're nothing that I can't work around. But that was the first thing out of the getting downstairs raceway. So I didn't get to do everything I wanted to get done yesterday. I still have to drill holes so I can run my Ethernet cable more appropriately through the area. Yes. There has been some change. I changed a little bit of the background. I changed the pupper cam. I rearranged just to make things easier. Let me pop up the pupper cam. See, we now have the pupper cam. When the puppers are available, you will be able to see them. They're just not in sight right now. I have reorganized and made it easier for me to sit. I'm not rolling all over the place. When I turn, I'm not hitting stuff. So it's all over. I'm very pleased. This is where most of my energy went instead of like digital stuff, because we lost power a lot in the 2 weeks that I was taking a break. But I made it more me friendly, and now it's a lot less work, because for Christmas I got Lego stuff. And if anyone remembers, last year I took some time to do the castle back there. That was 40 hours. So was it 40? I think it was a little more than 40 hours. But I have a couple of like book ones, and I have the Wicked from Wicked, her castle. So I have a couple more Lego sets that if I so choose, it'll be way easier for me to put that on display and work on that than it was when I was doing Hogwarts and having to rearrange my entire setup. My biggest thing is, because I had to I cleaned out my desk, I took everything apart. Is my audio okay? Is my microphone okay? Because I put all the settings back to where they were. But that means nothing in the world of my microphone settings. And if I'm sniffing a lot, it's because it's a whopping 50 degrees in my house. 50 degrees freedom points. Freedom units. And because it's so cold outside, that is about the max that the house can hit. Now, if I wanted to turn the wood stove into a cherry bomb and get it bright red, I could probably get it a little warmer. But that requires a lot more effort than I'm willing to put on, and this blanket is super comfy and warm. So I'm not worried about it. Just parts where more of me is out in the air makes me kind of sniffly. But I'm so glad to be back. Like, I wish I could say I got lots of arts and crafts done. I didn't. I just kind of took a break, and it's not that I didn't arts and crafts. I got a shawl all done. I got some unicorn stencil work. I fussed with that. That was a lot of fun. So I've done my artsy craftsy things. I just didn't do the ones that I had set out to do. Okay. Woohoo! I'll probably be sitting down after stream today and getting all of the gifts and stuff worked out. I've been been spending a lot of time on my phone, which, so I recognize that I could be in Discord and be in audio. I could be in chat a lot more because I have my phone. I'm not dense to the fact that Discord works just as well on my phone as it does on my tower. For me, I like doing the audio visual stuff on my tower because on smaller things, because of my eyesight, it's not as easy as people like to make it out to be. I can get on and off a call in Discord if I can just turn it on and leave my phone and just be on Discord. That's not the issue. It's when I'm doing other things and I need to see and I need to swap. I just can't. It overwhelms me, and that's why a lot of the time I generally I'm on chat when I'm on my tower. But yeah, today I'm gonna get all of that worked out because I have all the bills paid, so I can have a little bit of fun. I need to charge my power packs for my heat pads because mostly I use them at work. So we're on my favorite color, 939, and this is all just a block of 10 lines all the way down to the very bottom here. So that's what I'll be working on for now, and then I'll go up and I'm gonna expand it out to 20 across just to make it feel like it's going a little faster. I haven't set any real goals for like the yearly progress. I was honestly very surprised how much progress I made last year with these two projects, because there were times where I didn't look at them for weeks on end, and I still managed to get quite a bit done. And that's why I say, even if you're not seeing the progress is being made, and to just always keep that in mind. Like the what I posted in general in Discord, we did it, hooray, is quite literally what goes through my head almost every single day. Is I survived another day. We did it, yay! And generally in that same feeling, it's not that I'm upset. It's not that I'm sad. It's not that I'm overwhelmed and overly joyful. Is I'm content and satisfied that I've made it through another day. And sometimes we got to be okay with that. I was talking with a coworker who is slowly starting to realize that he doesn't have to be alone. So it's working. Lady, peeps, gentle creatures, it is working. Telling people that they can have feelings and it's okay to feel feelings, it's working. Yes. I have a coworker, and he very much is getting used to the fact that he's not alone in this giant shit show, and it's okay to care and not care at the same time. And I'm so proud of him. He's it's hard. It's hard for guys. Like I don't mean to get over enthusiastic, like when I see a guy realizing that he has feelings and he can talk to his feelings and he can talk about his feelings, and that he can talk to other guys, he can talk to other women, he can talk to women. It's okay to have feelings. Like, I get over enthusiastic when a guy starts having those revelations, because society, at least here in the States, is a little blocked in that area. So I try to encourage it the best that I can. We're a little constipated in the area of our men having feelings that are deeper than, oh, me want now. We're a little stunted in growth in that area, and so I encourage that where I can. I also don't do resolutions. I do have goals that I'm aiming for this year. I'm aiming for more of a Monday through Friday kind of job, so that I can participate in more weekend craft fairs. I want to be able to go to a couple of, I want to get to a like, I know in the summer up here we have every weekend there's craft fairs, stuff like that. I want to be able to get to a point where I can go, oh yeah, it's Saturday, it's on a Saturday, it's on a Sunday, I can totally go to that without having to consult my, oh, I'm gonna have to change my schedule, I'm gonna have to swap shifts. I know when I signed up for my job, every other weekend was part of the deal. I know, and I accept that, and I adhere to that. I do not like that. I think people forget that you can adhere to something that you don't like. Ooh, small child breakfast. I had cottage cheese with peaches for breakfast. I know some people don't like cottage cheese, but honestly, cottage cheese and fruit is like one of my favorite breakfasts because it's not a lot of carbs. Fruit is good for me, natural sugars and whatnot. It's all good. And the protein is better. I was actually looking for eggs for breakfast, and I didn't feel like making eggs, and I didn't have any prefabricated eggs, so I just had cottage cheese and I have missed streaming. I don't know why. Like the coldest day of the year so far. Oh, we're only 5 days in. We're only 5 days in. It's pretty cold. So today I'm hoping to make I'm gonna put on mostly normal clothes. And I'm going to try to make a serious TikTok because it's been nagging on my brain quite a bit, especially within the political climate of the United States. And more currently about the fuck we are doing invading other countries. More. Again. Still. Specifically, the excuses given. Like, it's about oil. United States invaded Venezuela because we want their oil. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because we can't manage to be okay with utilizing the sun for, like, things like electricity. Turning our parking lots into solar panels. We can't be bothered to innovate and grow to be more sustainable. We just have to bomb the fuck out of poor people. So, in that, one of the excuses was drugs, cocaine. Okay, so I have sat on this topic, opinion, thought, and you guys have probably heard me say it. And the gut reaction when I start out this statement is always controversial because people will hear what I say and then stop listening to what I have to say after it. And I'm going to put it in a TikTok. because why not? And it's that we didn't do this for if drugs are such a big issue, and they are, don't get me wrong, why aren't we utilizing the money to pay for programs to prevent drugs becoming the problem? Now, violence, drugs, and a vast majority of addiction issues stem from not having food, shelter, and base level security. The bottom of Maslow's pyramid. The hierarchy of needs, as it were. That's where a lot of violence comes from. Non-treatment of mental health is where a lot of addiction issues come from. And that's what's been weighing heavy on my mind. Why aren't we spending money trying to prevent the problem from even happening? I think in a feature. So I come from a family with addiction issues. My mom was a cycle breaker in that she did not have alcoholism. She didn't smoke. My mom had her own crosses to bear, but she broke that particular cycle of addiction. Now, my dad did not. My dad fell into the alcoholism and the drug abuse. And my Nana has disclosed that alcoholism and smoking were the two big addictions that ran in her family. And I've spoken before on how just because it's not drugs or alcohol doesn't make it any less of an addiction. Kind of like there are jokes about it, but it's like shopping could be considered an addiction. Like if you're doing it at the cost of your family and your well-being, it's a problem. I joke about my crafting being an addiction, but base level it's not, because I put making sure my dogs are healthy, husband creature's healthy, and I'm healthy. I know that I'm not going to go out and buy 2 skeins of yarn because they're pretty if that money could go to getting food that we need. So I always tell people addiction starts with an issue, a choice. It starts with a choice. And that being said, people with addiction lines, like myself, every day starts with a choice. Every day that I'm confronted with that possibility, oh, I can just make the pain go away with this drug. I can just make all the sounds, all the hurt, all the confusion, I can make it all go away by doing this one thing. And that's all that I want to do. That is what I mean when addiction starts with a choice. Is it the choice to make it all go away? And I know that that's an easy choice. Like, if I weren't as stubborn as I were, I probably would have made that choice. Just to use this one thing to make it all go away. And that's what goes through the mind of most addicts, is they're not doing it for one thing or another. They are doing it because of a deeper issue. And there's this one thing. Pick your poison, whether it be drugs, alcohol. This one thing will make all the sound go away. Will make all the pain go away. If we worked on solving that problem and stopping that from happening, maybe the drug problem would slow down. Stuff like that is what I think about. And so I finally kind of want to get it into like a bigger, more organized thought, because that is stopping so many people. And I have never had true addiction issues, because every day I wake up and I tell that beast to go fuck off. I do. I am a full-ass grown adult in a kind of skeezy area of town. If I wanted to, I have access to all the things. But every day, I make the choice to not. And after you make the choice to give in to that, your body chemically takes over and you become dependent on it. And that's when it becomes more medical. And after you are really addicted, And even if you're in recovery, you are still addicted. Your body needs that substance. Even if it's been 10 years. And I know Spencer, I haven't seen a lot of content from Spencer, and I hope he's doing well, but like, you will always be recovering because you will always be fighting that choice. You will be always fighting that urge. And I get that. And I try to explain to people that even though I don't have personal experience, I have enough friends and I've watched enough people and I've helped enough people to recognize and accept that. Like, someone who relapses, that doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't. It makes them human, and it makes them able to move. The best we can do is try to move on for the next day. Um, and I unfortunately have just been kind of thinking about this and trying to organize my thoughts about it, because so many people who don't understand the finer details of addiction and the pain and the people involved in addiction. And sometimes, and I'm going to get this out there, sometimes people don't want to be helped. You cannot help. It's kind of like people who are homeless. I spend my energy on the people who want to, because you can't hand people stuff. You can, but at the same time, you're gonna, yeah. People who genuinely are in a bad situation, I want to help them get out of that situation, if they want to get out of that situation. If they just want someone else doing all the work for them, they will never get out of that situation. And that's the hard part, is being able to articulate that it's not that I don't want to help this person. This person doesn't want to help themselves. They want to be waited upon. And not everybody can do that. I love to work. I love to participate and contribute and do stuff. And I don't mind helping where other people can't. It's just at the same time, while I'm doing this one thing, if you could do this other thing that I should have been doing, but I couldn't because I was doing this thing for you, like teamwork. Novel thought, teamwork. But I just hear the feedback from so many people. Well, we shouldn't be giving handouts. We shouldn't be doing this. It costs too much. It's like, how do we work around this? Is like my store idea of utilizing volunteer hours to give people furniture or like thrifted items instead of using cash, using volunteer hours. Now that skirts around indentured servitude, and there are hard pathways to work around it. But I sit and I think about it every day, because again, time is the only currency you can't give back to people. You can't return time. Like, that's why you guys sit and listen to me blubber out my thoughts. It means a lot to me, because you can't refund that. I'm sorry. If you sat here listening to me for the past 10-20 minutes, I'm sorry. But that's just the kind of thing that I've been sitting and thinking about over the holiday season, is, and it's what I do every December, really, is why are we focusing just in this one month? Why aren't we working on this year round? And then every year I have this spiel and I get it out of my system, and then I try to fine tune it a little bit more every year. It's getting better. It's getting better. Back and forth. And in all the cleaning that I did yesterday, I did not clean my magnifying glass. And I meant to clean it before I started stream today. Did not happen. I I brought my big screen down, so it's a lot easier. I don't have to look up like this to see my workspace or any of my screen actually. My chat, on the other hand, is still up a little high, and I'm trying to negotiate on how to get it down a little lower. But for now, it's gonna stay where it is. What else did I do while I was off? And it didn't feel like 2 weeks, first of all, just because all the holidays and all that fun stuff. It did not feel like 2 weeks. So, so today I'm hoping in my after stream time to bore a couple holes in my floor and whatnot, so I can run some wire. But other than that, I'm just trying to clean up, organize, get myself ready. For what? I don't know, but I need to be ready for it. So yesterday, I got a message from my from Rock Creature Creations Facebook, and it was a picture of the snowman work in progress Wednesday. And the person goes, "Do you have any more of these? Can you make more?" Now, I knew it was a scam. I did not grace this bot with a response, but I'm like, seriously, people, like, I don't do business through Facebook, unless I know you, like, unless I've met you face to face, kind of like, oh yeah, hey, I know you're good for it. I don't do business in person in Facebook. I send them to my Shopify, and anything in my Facebook. Actually, Facebook sends them to Shopify now, and they can order and buy it. I love I love the snowman pattern that I made. Don't get me wrong, I love making it. But I gotta say, Megan, aka Crafty Intentions, was very correct in saying that it is a pattern that has the same intensity of her dragons and all of her other patterns, but it doesn't have the same sophistication. Um, and I have to agree. Like, I loved making the snowman, had a lot of fun, allowed me to practice some of my stitches, but for the amount of work that I put into it, it was kind of meh, is the best way I can put it. It's like, I have no regrets. I loved making him. He's absolutely, the residents love the winter decoration because he's not just Christmassy. He's a snowman, so he's wintry. And just, but the amount of effort and time could have gotten me a dragon all the same. Mhm. 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 I'm just looking at my statistics with the new RAM. My computer's not even batting an eye right now. Mhm. Almost done the column. La 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 la. This is the beauty of 939. Is it's everywhere. This is all I do. Mhm. Mhm. I haven't even had to change pieces of string because I cut them long enough. Mhm. So what are our crafting goals for this year? I'm still working on the cross stitch goals. I don't I The only real goal I have right now is I'm going to get the big dragon diamond painting that I started and meant to get done last year And somehow the year escaped. And so it's still not done. And that is the one thing that I want to do, is I want to get that done. I haven't quite worked out the how yet. Because it is kind of big. It's kind of bulky. But that's what I want to do, is I want to get it done. Business-wise, I want to get a better inventory system going. I have a pretty good inventory system going right now. I just need to keep up with it. I guess that's what it is. I need to keep up with my inventory. You can do this. I need to fill out the application for some of the Lewiston events. Because while I might not, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at display. And I think that's my biggest stopping point, is I need to zhuzh up some of my displays. Oops. Well, that was terrifying. Today we have had our daily gravity test, and gravity does in fact work. I always hate it when it falls out of the needle on the backside, because it's just a pain in the ass. That's just how it is. It is a pain in the ass. I was getting ready to end it anyway, and it decided to fall out of the eye of the needle. So we're just gonna do whatever that was, and it'll get woven in. Oh, I need to sit down with Husband Creature, and we need to determine our big house goal. What house goal we want to get done this year. Because there's like several half-done projects on the outside, and one of them needs to get done. At this point, I don't care which one it is, but one of the outside house projects needs to enter the it's all done phase. The drink of champions, cream soda. Okay. all kinds of little white. I thought I got most of the little white dog hairs off my project last night. I was mistaken. That is something in this house that I will never not have any of as dog hair. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised with the abundance of not up my butt I'm getting right now. I'm not going to say too much because that just brings it to me. Whew. I think for my showstoppers this year, I want to get a phoenix and a unicorn and or a pegasus out on the floor because I have the dragons, but I want to get a phoenix and a horse mythical creature out there. And I've made the phoenix before, so that's probably going to be the one that I also want to explore using sport weight or finger weight yarn with I don't know if I should use I want to start working on double, like adding accent color to a solid color. And yeah, I recognize it makes a bulkier item, but the color sometimes is well worth it. So I want to try to use some of my my baby weight yarn to add some accents to my baby dragons. Or even one of my bigger dragons, but mm-hmm. 3 more rows and I'm done a column. Woohoo! Yeah, every time I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do this. Once I get started into the stitching part, I'm like, oh yeah, this feels good. This is where I belong right now. So my advice on that is sometimes even if you don't want to do something, give it a few minutes. Maybe it is something you want to do. Sometimes spending the spoons is worth the return with the dopamine. And just by getting this column done, we're close to 200 stitches. Because it's so cold, I'm not moving as fast as I normally do. So if I get to 300, today, it'll be a pretty good day. And I'm already in my brain, I'm already starting to enjoy the week on, week off idea. I do have one note. This week is going to be mostly normal. Today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. Except for Thursday, I'm going to start at 9. Actually, Thursday's my day off because, let's see, the 9th is Husband Creature's birthday. That's all I gotta say. But Thursday I have off. But I have a doctor's appointment, a tele appointment at 10. So I'm probably going to start stream after the tele appointment and just go till 1 in the afternoon. I have the day off, so I'm not horribly worried about it. And it's also supposed to be close to 40 degrees that day, so I won't have to worry too much about the stove. Like today and tomorrow, I gotta keep my eye on the stove. Like when it's below 20 degrees here, and I don't have the brain to turn it into Celsius, so it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit. When it's below that, it's kind of hard to keep the house warm. Anything above that, it's not a problem. But when it starts getting oppressively cold, is when it is kind of a pain in the ass. It was hilarious. There was one day last week where at night it was like -4 degrees, and then the next day it was like 20 degrees, and I was going outside in my t-shirt because that's what you do when you're adapted to a cold climate. Is when it's -4, you're like, oh my fuck, it's cold. And then the next day when it's like 20 outside, you're like, t-shirt weather. Mind you, not for long, but still, I could go outside, empty the ash bucket, and not be like, oh my god, it's so cold outside. So yeah. I don't know if you were around, Jules. It is 50 degrees in my house. And that's about as warm as I can actually get it without turning the wood stove into a forge, which I don't want to do. So I just put blankets on. I mean, even if I were to boot up the forced hot air, which I could do, like I could call up and get fuel oil delivered, and I could boot up my forced hot air system. Don't want to, but even if I were, it would not get the house above a certain point because it's just that cold. So blankets it is. That's why I love blankets. Like with heat pumps, they're like, yeah, good to below 22. It's like, okay, that's nice, but they have to say that because there's a point in which that the heat pumps become ineffective. Yay! Oh, no, I'm still cross stitching. One of the really good things of cleaning out my room and everything like that is I do have a lot of floor space for the dogs. Like, there's enough room for both of them in here to lay down and not feel crowded. So, I do feel accomplished on that. I still have to clean and organize a lot of my shelves because I did, in rearranging everything, I did kind of just pile things onto shelves and I'm like, I'll organize that later. Biggest lie I've ever told myself. But I will organize a good portion of it eventually. I have also decided that my dream desk shape is a very big U shape because right now I have the cross stitch in front of me. To my left, I have a dining room table. Currently to my right, I don't have any table acreage, but that can be changed eventually, maybe. But I like just being able to swivel my chair around in a circle and be able to reach whatever craft I want to grab at. Woohoo! There we go. We're up to the next column where I am going to stretch my wings out and do a stretch of 20. Ooh. Got all kinds of 939. Some would argue too much, and I would agree with it. I still have how many stitches in 939 goes up? Let's see. Just it. So even though I'm nowhere close, yeah, I still have 107,000 stitches of 939 left. Give you a kind of general idea, that's about half of Buffalo Woman in just this one color. So overall, like my big lofty goal is I'd like to hit 25% on Divine Instinct and maybe 15 on Call Dance, and I'm hoping the new schedule, like where I'm instead of swapping day by day, it's week by week, because there are some weeks where I can't do Thursday and Friday, or there are some weeks where I can't do Monday. So I'm just hoping to even out the work load on the two projects, so they both get the work that they deserve. Call Dance is going to take longer no matter how you cut it, though, because he's almost 500,000 stitches. Okay. also gotta watch out for random stars in this area, because there's gonna be holes where I put other colors. Oh yeah, and that's the hardest thing. Like, I think isn't this the longest break that kids have from school, is the December break, where it's close to 2 weeks. And I mean, I get messed up when I don't have my routine for a couple of days. I can only imagine like a couple of weeks. Oh, I mean, when I was growing up, it was different. Like my parents kept me very structured, and I think I also kept myself very structured, just for self-soothing purposes. I always kept myself very structured, and yeah, it's kind of like when I describe, like, for me, I do the same things every day. But I do not do them in the same order, and that is that's a big ADHD flag. Apparently, is I have my routine. I have the things that I do. There are some things that I absolutely do in order, but the other things, as long as I get them done, I'm not as bothered. But if I don't get them done, I get bothered. Ah. Mhm. Yesterday I was cleaning, like, just was taking a paintbrush and brushing all the dust and stuff off this this piece, and I'm like, damn, there's a lot of dust, because there was, and there still is. Oh my goodness. Fail. That's a big fail. Okay. You know what? I'm taking it. I'm taking the fail. Snip it out in the back later. Mm. 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 I'm just mapping out my stitches. since I'm doing 20 across this swipe, just trying to see where the end of the 20 is, and it's 20 out is right there. Mhm. Got part of your world stuck in my head. I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But I definitely don't want to be where the people are. Mhm. Mhm. uh, so last night I set up a 3-tiered uh, appliance holder because I don't like my kitchen is fucking huge. My kitchen is huge. It wasn't well planned out. And when I eventually get around to renovating my kitchen, I will have a lot more counter space. But for the time being, I have about 5 feet in one direction and then 3 feet my sink, 2 feet, and then my stove. So I don't have a lot of counter space, which I will change in the future. But in the time, in the moment that we are currently living, I needed counter space, so I invested in a shelving unit that I can stack my microwave and my toaster oven air fryer thingy-madoo on. and it is glorious, and I love it. I've had it assembled less than 24 hours, and it is great. Like, now my coffee maker, my little coffee maker, it's so cute. Like, my coffee maker is fucking adorable. Um, the ode to my coffee maker. Why are you so cute, coffee maker? You bring me joy. You also make me less murdery. Uh, but I now can, it's now placed in a position where I can see how much water I've put into it. But I also, all the cups that I just bought, all my sarcastic cups, which also bring me joy, they all have a place because I don't have a whole lot of place for dishes either, which is also another issue that I will remedy in time. But yeah, it's given me a lot of space, and I enjoy it. And I also put a little like a little shelf drawer. It's not really a drawer; it's a shelf that you can pull out and put stuff on in front of the microwave, so that you have just a little bit of space in front of the microwave to do your thing. Yeah, that little knot took up a lot of the string that I had. Kind of irked about it. But yeah, I did a little bit of kitchen redesign. It makes me happy. I am gonna whip out power tools later on today and bore some holes in some walls. That will make me as happy, but at the same time, I need to do it. Yeah. We're almost we're almost out of the woods with the confetti ish area. The blending area, I should say. Funny, I'm reaching like the stitch diagonal to where I am right now is almost the 20 line. So we'll start seeing my border here soon. That's one of the things people worry about when you work in the columns is the straight lines up and down. And I'm like, well, don't yard on your floss, and you won't see the. There is tension work involved in cross stitch. Sometimes it's inevitable. Sometimes you're gonna pull on your string a little too hard. That's okay, but you don't need to do it every single time. Now we go back out. I do have to say about my new setup is my tablet is like right down in front. Mirrors right down there. So I don't have to turn to look to see what I need to stitch next. I can just turn over and I'd be like, look, that's what I gotta do next. Don't gotta turn my back to the audience. I'll be very happy if I get done the confetti lines, jumpy lines. We're probably going to get a page finish for January, which is fantastic. Not what I wanted. There we go. Yeah. Got my hand caught in the back. La la la. Ooh, 11:30. Oh. Time flies when you're stabbing things repeatedly. Fighting with my string. Okey-doke. String didn't win this time. I'm just trying to get out of the where I have to pay attention. The other colors. That's what kind of makes it hard. Like when I get down below, I can see where 20 is, but did I do it again? Hmm. Here, I'm gonna get the next couple rows done and call it a stream. Mhm. Okay, okay. That's gonna be the last line for today. I get stats once I'm done. Ah, so we washed our bedding yesterday, and husband creature was making the bed, and I mean we only have a residential sized washing machine, so we and I like blankets, so it takes a little bit of time. But he got all the sheets and a couple of blankets put on, and he comes back with other blankets, and he's like, "What happened in this bed?" Apparently, Pixie had jumped in the bed and just tornadoed right through the bed, because she's Pixie. But her goal is he has a pillow that she apparently just loves, and that's all she wanted. And after the first time, he took it away because he doesn't want his pillow smelling like Pixie. Um, and then she did it again. She tore up the bed, and it's like, "What are you doing, dog?" And she it looked like she was upset she couldn't find the pillow she was looking for. It was just so funny. And whoops, I forgot 2 stitches above on the row above, so I'll remedy that real fast. I have to unload and load the dishwasher and run it after stream. And also get power tools to bore through ceilings and walls. So that'll be fun too. Closing in on the stop point for stream. I don't know. I don't know if it's the end of the piece of string, so I might utilize this time to do some weird colors. Well, not weird colors, but colors that only have like 1 or 2 stitches. Because I have a lot of those on both projects. Okey-doke. Oh, let's see. Let me highlight that, and I will tell you how many stitches we got done today. We completed 320 stitches today, so actually, that's not bad. Went from 10.07 to 10.18. Yes, 1.8. So, starting off with a strong go of things. Okie doke. Well, I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for the gift of your time. Drink your water, take your meds. Be kind to yourself without harming others, and be kind to others without harming yourself. I will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m., 10 to noonish. And I will see everybody on the flip side. Thank you again. Love you lots. And I'm always lurking.